All right, welcome into Chalk Talk Social. It is Friday, May 1st, and the Knicks just kicked the ever-living life out of the Hawks to advance into the second round of the playoffs. That was kind of the big thing that just wrapped up on Thursday. But man, the Knicks, I think everyone kind of wrote them out if they were to meet the Celtics in the second round. And the way the Sixers are playing the Celtics right now, we might have to reconsider some things. But Iman, what is going on? How are we feeling today?
Hey,
Hey,
still about my money. I'm still about my biz.
sure.
And when I put these on, you know, it's there. It is. Got the hookah going this Friday. Hey, feeling good, man. It's the weekend. Got some good stuff going on. Good basketball going on. I still don't believe in the Knicks. So, yes, listen, Atlanta Hawks kind of bit off more than they can chew. I just don't think the Knicks are going to be able to beat anybody. Even if Philly beat Boston, I don't see the Knicks beating Boston because somehow, some way, Philly figured out how to ingratiate MB into the offense. Like last game, he understood. Just go down low. Nobody can stop you down low. Pass out when they double team you. So I think the Knicks second round is bye-bye. But hey, they got past the first round.
They did. So yeah, and what have we been saying, man? We said it how long ago, man? Maybe back to when the Knicks fan was on here and it was y'all two running the episode. That this offense just needs to run through Cat more. I'll save it for the news desk later. But another Cat big game there. Yeah, just surprising that Brunson wasn't a top guy in one of the best games we've ever had in the playoffs. So shouts to the Knicks. But today we're just going to do a quick thing. Probably our last bit on college football in terms of the NFL draft and that stuff. We're going to kickstart it with predicting who will be the most productive rookies on the offensive side of the ball. And then we will go into the news desk with Joey. Lots of basketball. We got some baseball, some live golf stuff. So stay tuned for that. But why don't we crack straight into it? So what we're going to do is, again, predicting our most productive rookies for the 2026-27 season. Thankfully, to kickstart this one for both of us, I mean, QB, we're going to do a quarterback, a running back, two receivers, and a tight end. And I think QB is pretty easy. Am I wrong?
No, not so much. I mean, but hey.
You're taking Mendoza, right?
No.
You're not taking Mendoza as the most productive rookie quarterback?
No.
Talk to me. Let me hear it.
So, I mean, it sounds like maybe, but out of all the rookie quarterbacks, the guy that's in front of him is better than everybody else in front of everybody. So I'm going with Carson Beck because with Jacoby Brissett wanting more money, there'll be a fool to pay him. Plus, I just don't think he's that good at all. Anyway, Carson Beck a couple years ago was considered to be a first pick. So talent's there, size there, winning pedigree's there. He's going to have the talent with McBride. He's going to have Marvin Harrison Jr. They added Jeremiyah Love in the backfield, who will also be a pass catcher. I think he'll probably be the first to start out of everybody. And like I said, Carson Beck, he's kind of got a soft arm, but he's pretty accurate. He throws a good long ball. I just think he'll be the first to step on the field. And like I said, he's stepping on the field with plenty talent around him. And they're not playing for anything. So it's going to kind of be, they're going to set an offense set for him and his weapons. So I'm going with Carson Beck because I like his game. Like I said, I don't think has the strongest arm, but I think that strong arm shit in the NFL is kind of overrated. I think you got to be more accurate. You got to be a winner. You got to know when and where to let it go. So I'm going with Carson Beck. And if it wasn't him, I would go with Drew Aller because we don't know what's going on with Aaron Rodgers. We won't know until the final minutes. And to me, another guy who was considered to be a Heisman candidate, a top arm, Drew Aller he's better than Will Howard. He's better than Mason Rudolph. So to me, in the quarterback competition, I know the time because I hate Penn State's offense. I'm gonna tell you that right now. I think they did nothing for his talent. So I understand if he can get in a good offensive scheme with some good development, he'll be my second choice before Mendoza. Because I just think Kirk Cousins is gonna be good enough that Mendoza may not even play into week 12, maybe.
I'm going to be totally honest. I was not ready for Carson Beck to be the conversation here. But now that you're talking about it, you're kind of talking me into this thing, man. I was ready to steamroll Mendoza, no matter what Kirk Cousins situation he's got there. But the more you talk to me about Carson Beck, I completely might accidentally breeze past this one because you're right. The Jacoby Brissett situation is one thing. Like Brissett holding out is the dumbest thing he could possibly do. Like, bro, I know you had a nice season, but your nice season stats came off just sheer volume of passing the shit out of football, losing every game, playing from behind constantly, right? You weren't competitive at all, right? And so that's one thing. Like you said, Gardner Minshew, that's not a competitive backup situation. Beck can beat him out, at least to be QB2. And who knows, man? That's a good point. Like Brissett might not start this season as with a contract, and I don't even know if he deserves it. But like I can see it, man. Carson Beck had over 40 games that he started in college across two very high level programs, sure. Miami and Georgia. He's got national championships. We've seen him with the lights turned on in the brightest moments. He kind of turned it up down the season for Miami too. So he can step it up despite the fact that he had his ups and downs throughout college, not having the big arm. And I think that the weapons in Arizona, man, you know how I feel about Michael Wilson. We all know Marvin Harrison's come on.
Yeah,
we all know Marvin Harrison's Marvin Harrison's great. McBride's great. They have 17 running backs on that team right now, and especially with Jeremiyah Love with he's going to do. And I mean, I'm high on what Mike LaFleur, new head coach, is going to be able to do with that system coming over from the Rams, getting to work with Carson Beck. He praised him early on. Like he looks the part. He's got the size. Again, it's surprising he doesn't got the big arm being 6'4", 230 type of thing. But I mean, shoot. Oh man.
I'm telling you, and he people underestimate him all the time, and I get it. He sometimes does some bonehead shit, but he's a winner. And once again, he was predicted a couple years ago the #1 pick. So everybody's seen the talent. The talent's there, and like you said, he's bringing a guy that came from LA, where the system is gonna be tailored to make plays. So I'm. And I mean, I think Mendoza was everybody will probably choose. He's the #1 pick, but I always like to go with those underrated guys in home.
This is a good one. Yeah. This is a really good one. And I think the concern is obviously like I don't remember exactly what the arm injury that Beck had, but you could tell it impacted his ability, his throwing ability. I think he floats too many. I think even if he does get a lot of starts as a rookie, he's definitely throwing double-digit interceptions, and he's going to have some games that make you think this boy needs to get on the bench and learn a little bit and just kind of sit. But he's in the right system to get out there right away. He's in the right situation to get out there right away. It's a wide-open battle for QB1 in Arizona right now. There's no reason why he can't beat out the two guys on that team. So that is actually that's a good one. I like that one a lot. But and he's right now listed as QB3 on that depth chart. And this means nothing right now. But speaking of, Mendoza is currently listed as QB2. Again, this can mean nothing. I'm gonna still go with Mendoza. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna trust pick 1 overall. Right, Kirk Cousins is a nice guy to have in there. I don't know how patient he's gonna be. I think if nothing else, Mendoza's in there by a Thanksgiving type of thing. Unless Kirk Cousins just decides to go vintage Cousins with the Vikings where he had his best years. And he's got Kubiak, who he worked with in Minnesota. So, I mean, this is kind of knocking my thing for Mendoza here. And I'm kind of getting on this Beck bandwagon. But, again, I kind of like what they've been able to do in terms of, obviously, you got Brock Bowers there, Ashton Genty. I'm not huge on the pass catchers still there, right? Jalen Naylor, Trey Tucker, Jack Beck, Deontay Thornton, a lot of guys with potential to be decent football players and have, definitely have better seasons this year, but I'm not sold on it. That said, I am sold on what they've been able to build up kind of along the offensive line, that whoever's playing quarterback there isn't just going to be facing hell all the time, going to have time to throw the ball. Rookie quarterback's best friend is a great O-line and a great tight end, which, that's why if Mendoza gets in there, oh man, Brock Bowers, 120 catch season incoming without a doubt about it. But I don't know. Mendoza's back shoulder throw ability his touchability. He's so smart out there. He's an incredible leader. And he was even saying like leadership is earned, not given. He's got the right mindset of everything you want from a franchise quarterback day one. So I'm confident Mendoza will be starting there quickly.
But that's what I'm saying. All those things you listed, you don't think Kirk Cousins will have a bounce back? I mean, that's another year from his injury. I just think he's going to have enough. And as an organization, I get it. You drafted him for the future. But if you're winning games, are you literally going to say, let's time to go with the rookie. We like Kirk Cousins. You're doing a good job because we drafted this guy for the – you're not going to just – So, I mean –
I get it. And again, I think the biggest thing going for Cousins is the Kubiak connection. But again, we're talking about a 37-year-old Kirk Cousins. Well, shoot, by the time the season starts, Kirk Cousins will be 38 years old. He hasn't thrown over 18 touchdown passes since the 2022 season, right? He looked awful in 2024 after the massive contract. And then last year, again, he played 10 games, 10 touchdowns, 5 picks, and only had a 84 rating. So, I mean, Kirk Cousins is not the guy that you're going to block Mendoza for unless things are just looking incredible. He's the guy that gives you a couple weeks, maybe 2 months to let Mendoza get his feet under him, kind of just figure out the system, get some good reps in him with practice and everything. He's going to get a lot of practice with the ones early on too. Like they're not just going to block him from that. So Cousins is the type of guy who he's that bridge for 2 months. Again, I think by Thanksgiving, he's not starting there anymore. Type of thing.
They said that in Atlanta, and he went like game 8. I mean, and that was a off injury Kirk Cousins. So I mean, I don't know. I just see Kirk Cousins and age in today's professional sports is not like age in the 90s. Those guys drunk, sniffed coke, did a whole bunch of drugs, didn't take care of their body. So 37. 10 years ago is not the 37 of the day, as we can see LeBron and Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady's and all. To me, age is nothing but experience and knowledge of the game. So I think it's going to be hard for Mendoza, but so we'll see.
I don't know. I agree. I think the guys you listed who are 38, you're talking about Hall of Famers who are still starting.
Yeah.
At that age, Kirk Cousins ain't that. That's why he
ain't that. Yeah, I get it. Yeah, for sure.
Short ball merchant over here, like short pass merchant. So they're not. They if Mendoza's looking good, like he can get on the field, there's no reason Kirk Cousins should be holding this up. This is a 1-year Band-Aid until Mendoza they feel he's in a good spot. And shit, he might just win the job. He just might win the job still. But I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of in on this Carson Beck thing. Now that we're today, I'm kind of in on this. That was a good one. I'm in on that one. All right, let's go over to running back here. Who is your running back that you think is going to be the most productive rookie?
Jeremiyah Love. I mean, I just think they drafted him that high for a reason. He's not sit behind Connor. He's not going to sit behind anybody. They're paying him $50 million. He's going to play from day one. And if he's as good as I know he is, because I'm a Notre Dame fan, if he's as good as everybody says he was, because he was projected the number 1 talent in this draft, they're going to find a way to get him the ball early and often. So I'm going with Jeremiyah Love just because they drafted him that high for a reason. No way they're going to pay him all that money and not see what he's working with. And I think, and like I said, I think it's going to help him with the Trey McBride, a hell of a tight end, Marvin Harrison Jr., your guy Wilson, which I hate bigging up threes, but, that's your guy. So
he's a 2 there. Let's be clear. He's their 2.
He's a 3 talent to me, but it's all good. It's all good. But
by the end of next season, we're changing that for you. I promise.
Hey, I'm telling you, I know my receivers, man. He's a 3. But I think Jeremiyah Love is just going to have the most production because he'll have 200 carries and 60 receptions maybe.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's where the pass catching is going to be the differentiator because, I mean – That's a clear, easy one. I just still hesitate because they just went and paid Tyler Algier a good bag. And mind you, if Bijan Robinson, who I still think is better than Jeremiyah Love coming out of college, if Bijan Robinson is losing all these goal line and red zone touches and plenty of touches per game to Tyler Algier, who's only got better as he's progressed, I can promise you Jeremiyah Love is losing a lot of touches. Like, there's no way this season ends. Algier doesn't have 100 carries and hasn't consumed plenty of red zone opportunities from Jeremiyah Love. Now, because of where the pass game's at and where the quarterback's at, Jeremiyah Love is just going to get insane volume regardless. The run game in general, especially with Mike LaFleur, who knows how to scheme that shit up really well, is going to be heavily leaned on for Arizona this year. Like, I'm kind of hesitant on buying any wide receiver in Arizona. I'd go for like Trey McBride, sure. But like, I'm not confident in any pass game existing in Arizona this year, regardless of the quarterback, not at a high level. So I think by sheer volume, he very well could be. But I mean, again, whether if it's Benson, whether if it's Connor, your RB3 is at worst an RB2 on a lot of teams, most teams, not every team, but most teams. So like your RB3 is still probably going to get a fair amount of touches. One of them should be gone, but like there's two guys. He's probably going to lose at least 150 touches this season.
Nah, and I'm going to tell you why. Arizona looked at the mistake that fucking the Falcons made. The reason why Falcons couldn't win game, I watched a lot of their games where they didn't want to feed Bijan Robinson the ball because they wanted to do the two-back shit, and that cost them a lot because clearly, I don't care what nobody say, Bijan Robinson may be the best running back in the game, but I never understood why they – trust me, Arizona's going to see them in camp and say, this shit is not close talent-wise. In Algier, yes, he got a lot of money, but they're going to see he shouldn't be on the field unless Jeremiyah Love, tap the helmet or give him the one, come get me. They better keep him. Why you think Atlanta got rid of fucking Algier? Because they're like, nah, we ain't
finally realized.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. And I think Arizona cannot make that mistake and think Algier is a guy that you can bring on unless Love says I'm tired or I'm hurt. Because that was the reason Atlanta couldn't win games because they just didn't feed Bijan Robinson the ball.
My problem with that is this whole time Jeremiyah Love is going to fall to 3. You know it. And you know what that cost is going to be. We know he's making the most guaranteed money running back ever. We know he's making $50-something million. So you know that's going to have to be your investment, and you're paying stupid money to a rookie running back that Saquon Barkley's not even getting, right? So then why in God's green earth do you go give Tyler Algier a single cent, knowing that especially where the running back market is at right now, unless you have a plan to get him involved plenty in your offense? And Algier has been incredibly, whether he's stepping in for Bijan Robinson or not, his red zone numbers are like tops in football in terms of his effectiveness, which is crazy to think about. But he's very capable, dude. And that's what I'm saying. At the end of the day, it comes down to money. They knew he'd be there at 3. They knew the cost of that, yet they still went out and paid Algier what they did.
Jeremiyah Love had a few injury issues at Notre Dame. So, you always got to have a contingency plan. But I'm telling you, they're going to see in camp that the talent is not close. Watch what I tell you. And we get it early, Algier will probably be getting more carries because just, getting comfortable with the NFL and the speed running backs are going to need a couple games for that. But I'm telling you, by week 6, they're going to be like, oh, this shit ain't close. Algier, hey, just once again, Jeremiyah Love's going to have to do this, or hey, come give me one. So I'm telling you now.
Yeah, I agree. The talent is not close. I agree. And I think he's going to get so many catches because of the quarterback situation. There are going to be so many running back dump offs, get him the ball. I can agree. He'll be very productive. For my running back, though, I'm actually going his teammate, Jadarian Price with the Seahawks. And this is about just what there is now, right? Zach Charbonnet, he's set to miss a handful of early games in the 2026 season. So Jadarian Price, for being the guy who is the least productive first-round running back like ever taken in terms like the volume of carries he had in college, he is in the best spot of all these running backs, even Jeremiyah Love, for immediate production due to the rest of the competition. Obviously, Ken Walker's gone. They did bring in Emmanuel Wilson. And as a Packer fan, I loved Emmanuel Wilson as a change of pace guy. Like every Packer fan loved Emmanuel Wilson. He was awesome for us. But I mean, again, depth charts right now mean nothing. But right now, Price is already listed ahead of Emmanuel Wilson on that. His legs are incredibly fresh. Haven't been that number 2 to Jeremiyah Love in college, like I said. Very few carries, so he is as fresh as you can ask for a guy. His production was still absurd on the limited touches that he got. And, just being a guy who's touted for having elite vision, naturally instinctive, knows how to find the hole. He's patient to find the hole, and then he's able to shoot it well. especially behind a Seahawks that have continuously just built up their offensive line. It's steadily improved. They had one glaring weak spot at, I think it was right guard, Bradford or something, where they went and drafted a guy who should be able to take his spot pretty early on. So they've kept building that offensive line up, and I'm just very confident that Jadarian Price is going to start the season as RB1 for Seattle and just get, I mean, he's probably going to be seeing 15 to 18 touches right off the jump, week 1 through week 2 or 3 at least. Who knows when Sharps is going to come back, assuming his timeline goes perfect. So, and even when Sharps comes back, I think, assuming Jadarian Price hasn't totally shit the bed, that he's going to be a great change of pace because Sharps is north-south. I'm going to try to go through you type of dude. Jadarian Price, you can do a lot of zone running with him. Just with his instinctiveness and his vision, you can get him outside the tackles. A lot of how they use Ken Walker, right? So I'm very high on Jadarian Price's early production. I don't know. You're an ND guy. How do you? I can't believe we picked 2 Notre Dame backs.
But. Yeah. I mean, well, we do running backs and linemen. So I'm with you on that. I just don't know offensively what the game plan is going to be far as Seattle this year. So I'm not sure if they're going to try to run it back and let Sam Darnold toss it around now that you don't have Walker. So I got to kind of wait and see with Kubiak going. You know how I'm telling you, one thing that I know about like all OCs who not OCs, when they get their chance, I know something worked when they were there, but in their head, they like, all right, I want to try to get my shit off. So I just don't know what type of offense is going to be ran this year without Kubiak being there. You would think they would keep the same, but I'm telling you, I've seen a bunch of OCs leave and the new OC come in, and he's just have just a different game plan. So I kind of want to see what their game plan is going to be this year. Maybe after the Super Bowl, they may think that Sam Darnold is fucking Tom Brady. So we'll see.
They could. Yeah, that's my hesitation. What the offense really looks like there, right? I mean, Ben Johnson leaves the Lions by midseason. We got Dan Campbell taking over play calling.
Different.
So, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Even if you stay internal in the house. All right. Wide receiver, we're picking 2 of them. Who's your first most productive wide receiver rookie?
I mean, Carnell Tate, once again, I just think it's like the Tex McMillan thing in the Panthers. Like, you're going to need a guy that you're going to have to build a relationship with, your go-to guy early. For Cam Ward, I just think it's going to be a perfect setup. He's just a great route runner, great hands. So I think him and Tate's going to have like a connection, and he's going to build with him early. So I'm going with Carnell Tate for my first receiver, just like I said, because it's going to be a Tex McMillan thing like at the Panthers. Who else is there? Nobody else. Let's build this relationship.
Wan'Dale Robinson. You know how I feel about Wan'Dale Robinson.
You love all the threes for some odd reason.
Oh, come. Hey, ain't no 3 with 100 catch season now.
Who else was going to catch the ball in New York?
Hey, he caught it, though. He didn't drop it. But hey, I agree with you. Carnell Tate was my first guy too. For like all the reasons you just said, on top of like you could go like Makai Lemon, right? As good as he is, I don't trust Jalen Hurts, and there's still a lot of mouths to feed in that offense.
Wow, you taking my number 2, but go ahead.
Okay, no, that's fine. I mean, I'm simply putting Tate over Lemon. Even without AJ Brown, I think Lemon's gonna get a shitload of volume, but I think Tate's just gonna have a little bit more. And I kind of just like the OC quarterback combination a little bit better, but I just can't trust Hurts as a freaking passer, man. Jordan Tyson, I just don't trust he stays healthy. I need to see it first. You got KC Concepcion and Denzel Boston. Again, Shador, I'm not sold on the quarterback play yet. And meanwhile, all of a sudden, there's all these mouths to feed in the Browns offense between those 2, Jerry Jeudy, Harold Fannin, Quinshaw Judkins, Isaiah Bond, Tillman, you name it. There's a lot of dudes that are capable in that offense. So that's kind of why I was like Tate, right? I mean, he's going to be a guy. Again, he's their Devontae Smith. You can do everything with him, every level of the field. You can put him outside the numbers, give him the contested catch in the red zone to go up and get it with his size. So I think Tate's going to have an incredibly effective rookie season. I'm feeling at least 8 touchdowns, 70 catches, maybe about 900 yards out of him this season. And he's going to be again, Wandale Robinson will play that slot role super effectively with the occasional deep stuff, but Carnell Tate, man, that's your whatever you need. He's going to give it to you. So that's my first wide receiver. All right, wide receiver 2. Who do you got? I think I said it's Lemon.
Yeah, I'm going with Kyle Lemon. Now, and I also want to tell Philly, I know A.J. Brown's an asshole, but I'm not so sure you want to get rid of him. You listen, if you line A.J. Brown, God damn, Makai Lemon and Devontae, I mean Smith, you're gonna have range to do a lot. And I know Jalen Hurts gets a bad rap. And I'm the first to tell you, I don't think he's this prolific passer. But when you have 3 elite guys, I think he'll be better off because I see Makai Lemon being that guy. They're gonna always kind of double AJ. He's just a get up the field, and I think Makai Lemon is a third down guy. He's a slot guy. He's a tough guy. He's just a guy you got to get the ball. So I'm going with Makai Lemon, but that's contingent on keeping AJ Brown. I don't think Makai Lemon right now, because you got to think Devontae is not a one to me. I'm just being honest. So I think Makai Lemon, if they get rid of AJ, is going to be thrusted in being even a 2. I don't think he's ready to be a 2 right now. I don't think he's ready for the NFL defenses. So I think that's contingent on keeping A.J. Brown and Devontae. And I think Makai Lemon is going to have a 70, maybe 70 catch season if they can keep A.J. Brown.
Wow. I mean, damn, I would like to know what A.J. Brown's volume looks like and how pissed he gets if he's got another dude eating 70 grabs. That's probably at least 90 to 100 targets at least that AJ. So AJ Brown's gone, right, to the Patriots. Let's assume that happens. You're not sticking with Lemon then?
No.
Even though the volume would be for sure much better.
Yeah, but I think it's going to cost him to do a lot more where Jalen Hurts is not an outside of the numbers thrower. Yeah, he can throw deep, but we need Makai Lemon 5 and outs, 5 and ins. Small stop routes, just stuff easy for Jalen Hurts to get on the ball right now. If he's forced to be number 2, I just think I don't think he's fast enough to even be a number 2 now anyway. But yeah, if it wasn't him, I'll go with KC Concepcion. Because I mean, it was funny though. Hey, they showed a video of Deshaun Watson not looking too bad. I know
it's with
early.
Pads on.
Listen, I know it's early, but I'm telling you, when quarterbacks have that twitch with them, is I don't know. I think if Deshaun Watson returns to if he's just 85% of what he was in Houston, I think KC Concepcion becomes a number 1 over there, because I hate Jerry Jeudy. He's fucking weak. I don't think he's that good. I think Boston's probably better than Jeudy to me. I hate Jared Jeudy. So I think the 2 rookies going to end up being better than him. I'm with you on the Shador. I think Shador is probably going to need a couple more years, but I'm telling you, I've been watching film of Deshaun Watson. I'm high on Deshaun Watson right now. I know that's left field, but I've been watching the videos.
You think he starts?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh, you're a Shador guy too.
I am, but what I've been seeing, listen, Deshaun Watson look good. I'm telling you now. I know my quarterbacks. I know my receiver. He's been looking good. So,
okay. All right. We'll see. I feel like, look, I'm 31, and I feel like I haven't seen Deshaun Watson play football since I was in high school. It feels like it's been forever, because that small stint that he did play with the Browns, it was horrible. So he's had a lot of time to get right. We'll see. I don't hate the Lemon one. At the end of the day, he's got the Amon-Ra St. Brown, JSN type of talent where you can, as a rookie, he's so good at separating. He's got the very sure hands that you can make it work with him. I think either way he's finishing this year with 60 catches. With A.J. Brown, without A.J. Brown, he's going to rack up some tutties. So, I mean, Makai Lemon just such a good talent. Again, there's no business for him or JSN to fall to freaking 20 overall. We saw it played out the first time. So, actually, a guy similar in terms of the things, what you said Philly needs to do with Makai Lemon is why I'm picking for my wide receiver 2. I'm going Zachariah Branch. The Atlanta Falcons picked him out of Georgia. And again, this is kind of like Jadarian Price for me. Look at that wide receiver depth chart. It's Drake London, Jahan Dotson, and Zacchaeus. Those last 2 guys are not legitimate threats in that offense by any means. Those are band-aids. Jahan Dotson's going into year 5, and he's on his 3rd team. There's a reason for that. Zacchaeus he's always been a nice 3rd or 4th wide receiver, right? So in enters Zachariah Branch. The Falcons can just spam that like 5-yard out with him. The swing pass. He is so special in terms of when he plants his foot in the ground and makes a cornerback miss. His ability to pick up yak. He is so fast and just hard to tackle, hard to get your paws on. He's one of the best in this class at selling routes, creating separation. If he cleans up the drops, you know who he reminds me of? Jerry Jeudy. Jerry Jeudy came out with we knew he dropped the ball sometimes, but we knew that he is so damn good at just getting open. He's always open. He just got to catch the ball now. Yeah. So it's kind of a similar talent, but Zachariah Branch, I think, has more upside in terms of yak and just finishing once the ball's in his hands, making guys miss. And for me, and I know Kyle Pitts, it seems like he's finally coming on a little bit. And I think it's more of a quarterback offense problem than it has been a Kyle Pitts problem. But for me, it's hard to imagine that Branch is not the number 2 wide receiver in Atlanta in terms of targets and or yards by Thanksgiving. Because again, Dotson, he's a deep guy. He's barely done anything in his NFL career. And Zacchaeus is almost 30. He's never cracked to be more than a wide receiver 3. These are not legitimate threats to take away targets from Zachariah Branch, who has so many special capabilities that, he's such a different player from Drake London too. So it's, again, an element that they're going to use him as a gadget player. Just get the ball in his hands quickly, and let him work. So I think that was a great pick for the Falcons.
I thought that was a great pick too, because I remember when he was at USC, I thought USC did a little bit better with getting him the ball. I didn't like how Georgia kind of got him the ball, but my only thing that scares me in Atlanta is I don't believe who's under center. So I just think he's gonna have issues with who's under center. But no, he's a superb talent. Like I said, I remember when he was at USC, he was playing as a freshman. I mean, he could do it all. Quarterback. Oof.
Yeah. No, that's a good point. I remember when he was at USC, he was already getting talked about as a 1st-round pick.
Yeah.
And then things kind of tapered off because as things kind of went on, and like you said, with this, how Georgia decided to use him. But yeah, the 1st-round talent's always been there with him.
For sure.
So, yeah. All right. Tight end was kind of tricky. There's really only one standout here, obviously, with Kenyon Sadiq in the 1st round. Every other tight end is, the amount of tight ends that just seem like they're not going to be used for shit in round 2 and 3 outside of depth or this whole alleged 13 personnel movement that's happening. Who do you got at tight end?
I'm going with Sadiq, but I do want to publicly say, what the fuck is college doing with tight ends now? I hate – listen – look at what wins games. Every college should have at least 3 good tight ends on their team. I mean, I just think you have so much mismatches when you get a good tight end. But I'm like you. Everybody just want to have a whole bunch of receivers on the field now. I think tight ends will be out the league and along because this is the first time I've ever really seen one tight end go, and it's like, who's next? Yeah. Like, who's next? But I think that's what they're transitioning to. But, yeah, I'm going with Sadiq. I mean, they needed a weapon in New York Jets anyway. And I think their quarterback's a vet. He's going to lean on his tight end more than anybody. He's just a vet. He's going to understand that that's going to be his security blanket. And Sadiq is just going to be a matchup problem for everybody. Outside, you're too small. Inside, you're too slow. Anywhere on the field, I'm physical. I'm big. I got fast twitches. I can move. I think he's going to be a superb pass catcher. I don't think he'll be good in the blocking scheme, but, yeah, he's just going to be a matchup problem for everybody on the defense.
Yeah, and again, Geno Smith coming off some horrible, horrible seasons. He's never had a problem getting the ball to the tight end. And what's again, like we said earlier, quarterback's best friend is a guy he can just get the ball to quick. Sadiq is going to be one of the most immediate matchup nightmares out of this class in the NFL. when you're his size with his speed, there ain't no linebacker who can carry weight. If this guy's about to hit you with a 10-yard out, that linebacker is in the dust. So that's going to be an easy one for Geno. A couple curl routes, give him the ball, stretch the field. No linebacker, as good as they're getting and fast as they're getting too, is hanging on a deep route with him. You better hope your safety is ready and comes correct. So he's going to be one of the most elite weapons, I think, in the NFL. Quick, like worthy of an early draft pick in fantasy, no doubt about it. And and especially with Garrett Wilson and Cooper, like the safeties are going to have to be busy now, right? Defense are going to have to be a little bit more busy now, and that's going to only free up Sadiq to get one-on-one matchups and mismatches. So I think he's undoubtedly the best pick here, but and I'm going with Sadiq as well. Like, again, there's just not many options in this class. But if I had like a 5-year plan on this one with tight end, I got to give a shout out to Eli Raridon. And I'm going another Notre Dame guy here. He was kind of my second favorite tight end in this whole class. I think he is, as complete as any tight end in this class. I think he's very complete. He's had some ACL injuries, which has really just slowed down his whole career trajectory where he was going. Notre Dame is incredible at developing tight ends. Again, tight ends drafted. He's 6'6", elite athletic measurables, finished 4th in yards per catch among Power 5 tight ends last year. His route tree is an awesome stem. It's deep, it's medium, it's short. It's all in the green there for him. So, and I just think the flashes he's shown at Notre Dame, he's in the Patriots system now, man. Patriots also know how to use tight ends really damn well and get them the ball and develop tight ends. And with Drake May and what they do, and again, just how they develop tight ends, I think in 2 years' time, Eli Raridon we might look back and be like, wow, that was a steal pick for the Patriots, because at the end of the day, like, Hunter Henry is not going to be around much longer. I mean, he might be out his last year with the Patriots. Who knows? But, the only reason Raridon did not go earlier is because he had 2 ACL injuries in 2 years. That'll kill anyone.
Anybody, yeah.
Yeah. So, again, and he's a good run blocker, man. They're going to find a way to get him on the football field right away, and I think he's going to be competing for targets as an impactful blocker. He's just going to be competing to get on the field. When you can block like he does, it might be clunky sometimes, but he is really willing. He's done it well. He's had some, just again, a lot of flashes that make you think this could be a tight end 1 in the league very, very soon. Maybe not as a rookie, so it doesn't fit this segment, but I'm very high on Eli Raridon with the Patriots.
Nah, he's a good player, and you never know what our specialty players can do, because we just had some shit at quarterback the last few years, so you just never really know who's who. And
Notre Dame.
Yeah, and our offense is fucking stinky. I'm telling you, listen, since Brian Kelly left, this Marcus Freeman shit that they got going on offense is just hideous to me. So yes, that is a good pick, and that's what we do: lineman, tight end, and running back. I'm trying to tell you. So
I'm telling you, 15.1 yards per catch last year, man. He blocks. He's got yak. He's got the route tree. He's got that and everything.
Big guy too, huge guy.
Big at 6'6", man. He's huge, and he's got a great athlete, big hands. I'm telling you, this is going to be a good time. Bookmark it if you're listening. Eli Raridon is going to be one of the best tight ends in football within 3 to 5 years, assuming the injuries hold up. Okay. All right. That's our class. So who did you end up with now? You got Carson Beck,
Carnell Tate,
Love,
Makai, Lemon, and Sadiq.
All right. And I went with Mendoza, but I kind of am leaning Beck now with you. I like that one. Then Jadarian Price, Tate, Zachariah Branch, Kenyon Sadiq / honorable mention. Got to have Raridon in there. I think he was a tight end 2 in this class. He should have been an early day 2 pick. All right. Good stuff. Let's see if we'll need to check back in exactly about 10 months' time and see how we did on that one. But why don't we bring in Joey and let's crank into the news desk. Joey, what is going on? How are we feeling today?
Hello, gentlemen. Feeling good.
Howdy.
It's May 1st, so 1 month closer to football season.
Yeah.
I mean, baseball, whatever we're in now, but
yeah.
My brain's always on football.
Oh, yeah.
It's a beautiful thing. All right, let's jump into this news desk. First off, we're starting with NBA playoffs. Couple of notes for you. First one, Jayson Tatum on the Boston Celtics passes Kobe Bryant in playoff scoring before the age of 29. In their win 113-97 in Boston's 113-97 Game 5 loss on Tuesday, he finished with 24 points, 16 rebounds to reach 3,059 career playoff points, surpassing Kobe, which was 3,053. Where are we ranking Tatum here in playoff performers that are under 30? Like, is this just stats padding, or does he actually have an argument here to be one of these elite guys we're talking about?
So I do want to start it off. The Mamba was his mentor, was the guy that kind of worked with him when he first got in the league. I think Jayson Tatum is clearly the most disrespected superstar in NBA today. And granted, I get it. You know, Jaylen Brown is there. Everybody's always saying, oh, Jaylen Brown's the dog. I think Jayson Tatum doesn't do himself any favors because he's kind of like quiet, nice looking guy. He kind of just goes about his business. I think if he had Kobe's swagger and more boisterous, he wouldn't be, but I think it's legit. I've always thought Jayson Tatum is top 5 player in the NBA. He does it all. He can pass, he can rebound, he's a defender, he can score. Now, I do think he jacks up too many fucking threes every now and then. I think he's just a matchup nightmare. You're 6'9" guy that can dribble, quick, fast, and get off the ground. So I love it because I love Jayson Tatum's game. They robbed him from Finals MVP when they won the title. Like, I just think he's the most disrespected superstar in the NBA. And part of it, he doesn't care either. He never really refutes like, oh, y'all sleeping on me. So I think he plays himself in that behind the scene role. But I love it because, like I said, the Mamba, my guy, was his guy. That was his idol. So that's who he grew up on. So it's only fitting. And I love Jayson Tatum's game. I think he just get disrespected too much. I think he's top 5 player in the league. I really do.
Is he a top 5 playoff performer all time under 30? He got the numbers for it, man. He's got the ring.
I mean, yeah, I would have to look at more numbers, but I think Kobe's 1, Magic's 2, because you got to think Magic did it early in his career.
You could say LeBron. He's got insane stats, playoff stats under 30. You can just hate LeBron, but the numbers are there for this.
I mean, yeah, but he did a lot of his stuff on the Cleveland Cavaliers team who had nobody. So you got to think Jayson Tatum's always had another superstar. LeBron never played with another superstar till he got in Miami.
True. Kobe had Shaq for a lot of those years.
Yeah, but then after Shaq, he had fucking me and you.
He had Pau Gasol. How dare you?
He may be top 5. I think it's kind of hard. He may be.
I was gonna say, I mean, he's at least got the ring. I know he's kind of disappeared in some moments during the playoffs, but I mean, who hasn't disappeared a time or two in the playoffs? At the end of the day, the reason why I'm going to say Tatum is a top 5 all-time playoff performer under the age of 30 is the ring. Obviously, he's now got the most playoff points in history under 30, before 29. And he holds the NBA record for most made 3-pointers. You say he jacks up a lot of threes, but he's got the NBA record for most 3-pointers before he turned 27 and ranks in the top 5 all-time in points, threes, games played, wins. So maybe it's a volume thing here. But either way, I mean, Jaylen Brown's out there doing his thing sometimes. And any of these Celtics teams, man, they're always so well coached. Tatum might be the star, but there's always a 6th man. There's always a bench guy that is just a menace. And there's always 5 guys who are just contributing to their success. They're just one of the continuously well-coached teams. But he's also averaging just over 24 points a game across 125 career playoff games. So that's an incredible clip to be sustaining. You know he's a good rebounder, good passer. He's been the primary option on all of these teams. So like you said, like LeBron with the Cavaliers, he hasn't had really like a legitimate superstar teammate. I mean, Jaylen Brown's really, really good. I'm not trying to take that away. I'm talking like even before Jaylen Brown really started to take off. He's averaged the most points per game on Boston in every single playoff run, except again, just early on in his career. So I don't see the argument to why he's not. If you just stack rank him next to all the other dudes before 30,
Sure.
I mean, if he didn't have the ring, it might be different. But he's got the ring too, and it's
And
corny.
he made another finals. He won a ring and made the finals before he got it. So,
yep, there it is. So I'm putting him up there, man. And shout outs to him. All I hate about Jayson Tatum is the corny ass celebration after the finals win. Went and just copy and pasted all the all time great things. I can't even. The list goes on of how many dudes he ripped off what they did after they won. And I hated that corny shit. But otherwise, just a hell of a player.
Because he don't have no personality. I think
I was no swag.
He has none. I mean, but he's a light skinned, nice looking guy. He doesn't need any. The light skinned guys are fresh cut, this tall. They don't need any fucking personality. So
that's facts. You're right.
And his girlfriend is fucking gorgeous, Ella May. Oof. And can sing too. You don't know her?
Nope.
She had the boost.
What's her name?
Ella May. Yeah, Ella May. She's one of the top R&B stars in the past 5 years.
Oh, okay.
That's his girlfriend. Yeah.
Yeah, good for him. Okay. What's next?
All right, sticking in NBA, Detroit survives elimination, 116-109 Game 5 win over Orlando. But the story from this one, Cunningham versus Banchero. This is one of the greater scoring duels we've seen in first round history, and I love your opinion on it. But, Cunningham, 45 points, franchise playoff point record, 13-23 from the field, 5 for 10 from 3, perfect 14 for 14 from the line. And Paolo Banchero said, hold on, let me see if I can match you. 45 points of his own, 17-31, 6 of 11 from 3, missed 7 free throws, ironically, in a 7-point loss.
I'll kill you. Always has.
It's crazy, but became first out of 4 number 1 picks to both score 40 plus in the same playoff games in Shaq and AI in 2001, and only one other game in NBA history with 2 45-point performers: Donovan Mitchell and Jamal Murray, 51 and 50 in 2020. Where are we ranking this game and this performance between these two in some first round playoff history?
I mean,
go ahead.
I don't know. I was just saying, we got Wemby and SGA in the West, right? That's the duo. Those are the teams in the West that we're going to be watching for the next 10 years. Cunningham and Banchero, is that the East version? I mean, I would still take Wemby and SGA. They're far superior than both of them, but is Cunningham Banchero kind of the East version of SGA and Wemby out West? That's kind of what this one's got me thinking. Is this the rivalry for the next 10 years in the East that we should be most excited about? Because if it is, I mean, they gave us one hell of a preview this series. Banchero's been balling out ever since Iman trashed his name in his life. He's been balling out because he listens to the show, it sounds like. What are your thoughts on that one?
First of all, I watched that game from top to bottom because I actually won a 10-leg parlay on it. Wendell Carter came through in the clutch.
10-legger.
I'll show you, man. Made some money last night. Wendell Carter had me scared up until the last minute. He needed 2 rebounds, and he got it with 2 minutes. But, I mean, what a fucking game between – and Orlando, they all struggled from the free throw line last night too. But what a game. I hate to see that Cade has to score 45 for them to win, because you got to think anytime your superstar score 45 and they only win by 7, you're like, well, where was everybody else fucking at? But, man, I want to see that 3 more times. And I know I'm not going to be able to see it 3 more times because I think Orlando gets rid of Detroit next game. I think it's over for Detroit. I think Cade just can't keep that up. But I'm with you, man. I'm excited to see them 2 guys in the future. And remember, I bigged them up first with the Duke fan. I bigged Paolo up. But then he let me down. And now he's back up again. And I'm glad I motivated him because that was some basketball, man. I mean, him and Cade are just shit. I mean, right now, I don't want to say Cade is the MVP, but shit, that performance he had last night was MVP-like. But I love to see it. I'm not going to lie to you. They was hooping.
Yeah. No, I mean, something excited to look forward into the East in terms of, I mean, the Sixers got Edgecombe and Maxey kind of on the ups while Embiid's getting old and hurt kind of on the outs. We know what the Celtics are with Tatum and Brown. The Hawks kind of got something really nice going with Jalen Johnson, but like we haven't really seen a solidified potential rivalry of top picks like this out east yet. So I think the East is going to be Cunningham and Banchero's to kind of run and make some very exciting matchups down the road. This was a great snippet, fun game to watch. I got to hit your free throws, man. Got to get those things. How many times are teams going to lose because of it? But
I gotta think they gotta win. I think Orlando has to win in the regular season because I'd rather see this in the Eastern Conference Championship game. Now,
yeah.
I mean, the way both of these teams is just added, the shit's kind of fucked up. It's the first round. Like I want to see this when it matters. So Orlando, get it done during the season.
Yeah, just build around Banchero, Franz Wagner, however the hell you say his name, and I guess you have to include what's Cat's name? I'm forgetting their point guard. Bane. Yeah. You have to because of what you sacrificed your soul for him for some reason.
He's been hooping though.
He has been, but he wasn't worth. He still has never been worth the price tag that they paid to get him. I will die on that one. There's never. All right, what's next, Joey?
All right, sticking in the East, Knicks eliminate the Hawks, advance to the second round, and this game was bananas. OG Anunoby and Bridges dominate. First off, shout out to OG. Anne Hathaway was on Jimmy Fallon, if you guys saw, and she was like, I wanted to wear my OG jersey on the show today, but I didn't because she wanted to look nice for the show. And then the game tonight, he goes off. 29 points, 7 rebounds, 2 assists, 4 steals, and a block. 4 for 6 from 3. Insane. But the biggest story is just how dominant the Knicks were. 51-point win. 140 points is a franchise record for a playoff game for the Knicks. And Austin loves his stats, so we got a list of them. Here we go.
Woo!
47-point lead at halftime. Largest playoff game halftime lead in NBA history. They are up 83-36. In almost 40,000 NBA playoff games in the last 20 or 30 years. The Knicks Hawks is the first game where the road team scored 100 points before the home team had 50. Wow. Cat, triple-double, on fire. Just a complete domination by the Knicks, who are most likely going to take on the Celtics in the next round. Maybe. And we're just gonna see what happens here. But thoughts on this game and how it maybe sets them up against Tatum and the Celtics?
Well, I mean, first of all, the series is tied 3-3. Sixers won 106-93 on Thursday. So Celtics, look online real quick. Their fans are panic mode like, gentlemen, what the hell's going on here, sirs? We are blowing this one. I don't know, man. I've been saying it. I know I said it at the top. Run this damn show through Cat. Run the offense through him. How many times do we need to see the offense run through Cat and it go really well? Our Knicks fan, when he was on, he said the same thing. I believe. I could be wrong, but I believe. And I've seen the sentiment across Knicks fans online. And again, Brunson was like your fourth most important, like your fourth scorer in this one. And Brunson's great in the late games. He's so clutch. But with kind of where the Celtics are at right now, I don't trust the 76ers, even though they're kind of seem to be figuring their shit out. As much as I like Edgecombe and Maxey, not an Embiid fan, but he's still, one of the best big men in basketball. It's not even close. I'm just like at this point kind of over his shit at this time. But I'm not ruling out the Knicks. If it's a Sixers, if it's a Celtics, I feel like I've seen enough from the Knicks this series, and I know it's the Hawks, but the Hawks have been kind of killing it since the Trae Young trade. So I'm kind of in on the Knicks no matter who they play. Like, I'm not ruling them out next series. I think they have a legitimate chance to run it back to the ECF.
So y'all know, first of all, I'm an avid gambler. So the blowout fucked me all over tonight because, I mean, no, I'm being honest. Josh Hart needed 2 more rebounds, but they fucking benched them the whole fourth quarter because it was a blowout.
Somebody saw that bet.
Listen, everybody else hit OG, Jalen Brunson. I had McCollum over 10 points. I mean, I everything hit. I had like an 11th legger. legger, and they benched Josh Hart. He needed 2. I had him for 6 rebounds. What a fucking travesty. But so I'm mad about that. But I don't think the Knicks gets past Boston or Philly. I think
Really?
I think Boston got better defenders than Atlanta does. So I think all that cat shit is going to come to a stop. Jalen Brunson is going to get locked up with Boston, and I just think Philly MB is going to make Mitchell Robinson and Cat work so hard on defense. I just don't think that offensive output is going to be there. So I think whoever comes out of Philly or Boston is going to beat the Knicks, because I just think they're just too much firepower, and both of those teams play way better defense than Atlanta did in this series. Like, I watched that game too. Like, I mean, outside of Walker, nobody else plays defense. Dyson got kicked out of the game early tonight, getting into it with Mitchell Robinson. So, yeah, I hate this Knicks team. And granted, I'm with you. Cat is a superb talent. He's just soft as hell. I just think he's soft. And I think Boston's going to beat him up. Yeah, he is a little
zesty,
little sweet. Got a little sweet tea in his shorts. And I think Boston's going to beat him up a little bit. I think Embiid's going to beat him up a little bit. Like I said, I think he's a superb talent, though. I'm with you. Offense should run through Cat. If OG play like this on a consistent basis, though,
we know we can.
That might be scary. I mean, that's 3 guys who are legit. But OG's inconsistent. He hasn't done this just every game. I mean, and where's Bridges at? They paid him all that fucking.
Well, Bridges had a great game in this one, and maybe it was
not
blow
consistent though, man.
Yeah. But that's the thing with the Knicks, and that's what bugs me about the Knicks. They have so much talent. This is easily one of the best rosters in basketball. I don't even think it's close. And I know Mike Brown's been catching a little bit of heat about some of the rotations he's had, especially when you got Josh Hart lines. Betting on the line here. I'm telling you, someone in Vegas saw your bet and said, hey, they give the call in, hey, Mike, sit him down. This guy's about to hit big. Sit him down. We're about to lose.
Man, goodness grief.
Someone had to call in, and we know they're calling in too, but I don't know, man. The Knicks are too talented I can't rule them out. No matter who it is, I cannot rule them out. As much as I would favor the Celtics, I think if it's the Sixers, we're running 7. No doubt about it. If it's the Celtics, maybe Celtics win that one in 6. But man, Knicks, man. Just get over the damn hump. You got the pieces, man. All right, what's next?
Switching over to MLB, the MVP candidate nobody is talking about. Ben Rice putting up historic numbers for the Yankees. Having Judge and Bellinger cushioning him in the lineup, is that helping? Probably. Mm-hmm. But this is a player that has taken the early part of the season by storm. Leads the American League and is on pace for 54 homers, currently sitting at 10, through the team's first 31 games. 327 average, 61% hard hit rate is fantastic. And a 1.157 OPS ranking, second to only Yordan Alvarez among all qualified hitters. So, this is a team like the Dodgers where you got a lot of big names, but it looks like Ben Rice may be our story for the Bronx Bombers this season.
Yeah, someone's got to talk about him. I mean, I watched him play when I was in Boston, saw him out there, and I saw the numbers on the scoreboard. So I'm at the Boston Yankees game, see Ben Rice come up for the first time, look at the scoreboard, see these numbers. I'm going, who in the shit is Ben Rice? This guy's got an absurd line. And, this is his 3rd year in the league. This is his 2nd full season in the league. Last year he had like mid-20s home runs, like 250 average. He had some nice advanced metrics to kind of show you that the signs were there, that he could be a decent ball player. Now, like you said, though, Joey, he does have Aaron Judge and Cody Bellinger and Stanton in the lineup right behind him. So it's hard to really – he's doing incredible. But at the same time, pitchers are throwing him strikes to try to get him out, so they don't have to tiptoe as much around what's due up after him. The only problem is it's not really working because he is 8th in walk rate in baseball right now. So he's been very good at making pitchers work. He stayed very patient. It's paying off tremendously because he working counts and then he's getting hits out of them. And he's not just getting hits. He's putting some balls in the bleachers. And like you said, with his stats, his OPS, his average, his hard hit rate, he's top 7 in both on base percentage and slugging. The Yankees are obviously off to a really good start, while the rest of the AL East is kind of shit in the bed right now. Yankees have been holding their weight, and Ben Rice has been a big part of it, man. I mean, Judge is always going to get the talk and the lights, but right now, Ben Rice, that's the guy in New York right now. That's the guy this season that is carrying the weight on that lineup. I'm not afraid to say it. I know who's in that lineup. But, yeah, really impressive player, man.
Yeah, and I mean, like you said, he may be getting protected with Judd and them, but guess what? You still got to hit that fucking ball. The major league pitchers still throw fast. Pitchers still have different locations. So I listen. I'm impressed with what he's doing, because in the past, there's been guys who couldn't take advantage of this lineup and what they had in front of them. So I think it's too early for MVP talk. I just say that. Yeah, I don't like to crown him too early. But once again, you still got to hit that ball no matter who's behind you, who's in front of you. This is the major league. So salute to him. Salute to Rice. Like I said, I mean, after a while, though, people are not going to be dumb, though. So I think his numbers will start doing this, because people are going to be like, oh, shit, we ain't going to let you be an MVP off of us thinking you can't hit, because he's showing he can't hit. So, yeah, I'm excited for him, but he won't win MVP.
Yeah, we'll see. He's been a tremendous two-hitter in that lineup. Arguably the best two-hitter. I mean, the best two-hitter in baseball to start this season so far. So, yeah, we'll see the talent. The talent looks like it's there, man. The advanced metrics are playing in his favor as well. And, again, baseball is the nerd of nerd sports with the deep analytics, and those ones are on his side right now. So it's always a good indicator of sustained success and future success. So right now, Rice is playing. He's at a good spot, really good spot. All right, what's next?
Sticking in baseball, Phillies fire Rob Thompson. Tried to get Alex Cora after he was let go by the Red Sox. Didn't work out. Now they have Don Mattingly at the helm, but this is part of like a bigger story here. The Phillies were World Series projections, 12-19 on the year, a few games ahead of the rough Mets. And, you know, these are teams that are having historically bad years in the NL East, let alone MLB as a whole. So, wanted to go through who are the biggest flops here in the league as we start out the year, because we got a decent chunk of teams here that are supposed to be much better than they are and are hot garbage as we head into May. So some of the teams that stand out to me would be the Phillies, Mets, Red Sox, Blue Jays, Astros, etc. as just names that come to mind. Who are you guys thinking on this list that you're choosing as our biggest flop?
Can I start, because I'm gonna go short, and I want to kind of rub it in a little bit, because I remember when we had this conversation a while back, y'all said, "Oh, what's the hardest conference in the major leagues coming in?" And you and Joey, my guys, you know I fuck with y'all baseball shit, but y'all both said the American League East, and I'm going with Boston and Canada with Drake just looking like some shit in the AL East. I'm just being honest. I want to come rub it in, because y'all know more about this baseball shit than me. Y'all gonna win more than you lose on the baseball talk with me. I just want to say the biggest flops is that whole division, because y'all said it was gonna be the best division. So that's just the callback right there. I'm sure
you got a damn good point on that one. The Red Sox not doing it, the Blue Jays not doing it. Pretty disappointing how that one's panned out. The Orioles, I mean, nothing's real besides the Yankees. I think the reason why it's got to be the Phillies, there's a plethora of reasons why it's the Phillies have been the biggest flop to start the season. The other teams you mentioned, Joey, like the Red Sox, the Mets, the Blue Jays, they've all been dealing with injuries. Phillies have not been dealing with injuries like they have, not even remotely close. In fact, they've been much healthier in almost everywhere. They started at 8-14. Their negative run differential is as bad as it gets in baseball. Out of the first 15 games, they obviously lost 10. They had one of their worst starts in the last 20 years. There's not a single team, there's not a single pitcher on that team, on that Phillies team, as of May 1st, 2026, no Philly pitcher has more than 2 wins. Their team ERA is 4.95, is third worst in baseball. They have this. The second fewest pitcher wins in baseball, like I was kind of just talking about, tied for the most hits allowed. When you flip it over to the lineup side of things, their team batting average is 223. As May 1st. Second worst in baseball right there. Their on base their OBP is third worst. Their slugging is fourth worst. And honestly, it's all just being held up by Kyle Schwarber. Schwarber's out here still with like 11 dingers at this point. No one else doing shit. Bryce Harper's, I think, got six home runs, but they have the second fewest hits in baseball. Alec Baum, who, he sued his family, put a curse on his season in the process, hitting 151, only got one hitter hitting above 270 right now. So you look across any aisle you want for the Phillies, none of it's going good besides Kyle Schwarber pretty much. They got 5 saves on the season, which is, I think, tied for 4th or 5th worst or lowest in baseball. So, yeah, Joe, you're talking about a team that's projected to win 80, 90 games, be competitive for a World Series. Well, boy, are they going backwards. And they don't got the excuse of injuries. Obviously, they go and fire their manager. What was it, April, not too long ago? So this has gone off the rails fast. And I would expect that Philly, if it keeps going this bad, Schwarber's gone at the deadline. They're going to trade him. They would have to. Why hold on to Schwarber if you guys are a bottom 5 team in baseball this year? I mean, he's not a young guy either. He's been really good, but if you're that bad, you better recoup talent. You better start getting something else in the door to turn this thing around, or at least give you some hope for next year, something. But even if you keep Schwarber, you have to do something. You have to. We'll see if they turn it around. There's enough talent there to do it, but it's not really showing through right now, to be honest. So, for me, it's Phillies. I mean, Iman makes a great point. He deserves to roast us for calling it on the AL East with how bad the AL East has been. I mean, that's shit. They're all shit in the bed. For Phillies, for me, everything's bad. There's nothing good to talk about with the Phillies right now besides Kyle Schwarber. That's pretty much it, if you want to dumb it down to nothing. Joey, is that who you had?
Yeah, the Mets are an easy one too, but the Phillies, because of the expectations, you have to go with them. And I will happily take Kyle Schwarber back at the deadline as the Cubs, big bat that they need. As the biggest mistake, we're not going to pay him $7 million. It's too much. We're poor. It's COVID. So
fun times.
I would love to have him back, but no, this Phillies thing is fascinating, and it's just crazy how year over year these things can change. And when you got a lineup like that, that's just irrelevant right now.
Mm-hmm.
Irrelevant. And it's wild.
Speaking of Cubs, though, Joey, we got to shout out the NL Central with how it's looked this year. The only this is crazy that there's not a single team under 500 to start May in the NL Central. That is actually absurd.
Way to go, Pittsburgh.
Yeah, Pittsburgh holding carrying their weight, man, right at the bottom at 500, man. That is a bloodbath of a division right now. Then we knew they'd probably be pretty good. The Cardinals are definitely playing better than I think people expected. The Reds have a lot of talent that we knew could kind of pull through and see. I mean, you got O'Neal Cruz for the Pirates, kind of having the high end of the ceiling, that people thought he could have this year. Obviously with the Reds, they got Sal. I can't forget his name. Sal something. I'm blanking. Anyways, NL Central, brutal bloodbath. AL East, playground. What's next?
Well, and just to top it all off, like the AL East, but it's like both East, AL East and NL East are just
jokes.
Rough. I can't imagine being a New York fan right now of anything between. I mean, the Yankees are always finding their way, but man, like this Mets thing, when you got the richest owner, one of the richest owners in sports, and you've lost 17 of your last 20 games.
Well,
like that's unwatchable.
Luis Robert just got hurt, so that's another injury. Soto's been hurt. Bichette's are really slow. I mean, so again, the reason why it's the Phillies is because at least the Mets are losing their star players. Like Soto's been hurt, and then you lose Luis Robert to the IL. So they have the injury card to play, but still they really don't because of how much money is still tied up in that roster.
Yeah, and everybody's in pro baseball. Everybody on that roster is pro players. So 17 out of 20 is fucking get rid of everybody.
Yeah, fair enough. All right.
Crazy. All right, last one for you guys. We're going to golf. Live Golf, is it coming to an end? The PIF, the Saudi Sports Fund, has officially pulled the plug on its funding for Live Golf after the 2022 game changer, world changer of a league that stole all the players. They invested $5 billion into this league and paid some of these guys, $500 million to come play golf overseas. And it just never really clicked, and it made animosity with the PGA. And now people are going to start crawling back to come back into the league. Hey, my check's dried up here. And not sure the PGA will welcome back, but just wanted to get your thoughts on this kind of flop and maybe where we've seen something like this in other sports, but it puts to the test, the argument of, oh, well, we'll create the Super League in soccer or a new league, the USFL in football or what have you, to compete. And when push comes to shove, the money was there, but it can't compete with the real thing. You're not going to replace the Masters or the UEFA Champions League or whatever it may be. It's a crazy venture that is just rearing its ugly head now.
I mean, speaking of money can't buy you happiness, like the Mets or something like that. This is a prime example, man. They try to throw money just to make something cute, and that's all it really was. It was a cute little song and dance to see what they could do to, have a PGA competitor because they've never had one. But at the end of the day, Joe, is what you just said. It's these legacy tournaments, championships that Liv has nothing. Like, they started with nothing, obviously, and PGA didn't get here just like out of the splash in the pan. Like, these have been long, sustained tournaments and things that, golf is an old man sport, old white man sport, if we're just being totally honest. And it goes back, and these tournaments go back. So in terms of where the audience is at, what they want to see, what they're accustomed to, what they know, what they look forward to, that's all in the PGA. All that Live Golf had was, hey, we're going to throw a bunch of money at some good golfers, and they're just going to have them golf. We're going to have our own little thing. But, like, golf is more than just watching good golfers. At the end of the day, people tune in for the legacy tournaments and the Masters, the Green Jacket. These things have been going on for decades. So for Live Golf to come in and just say, like, yeah, we'll throw money at this and see to make it work, don't always buy you happiness. I'm honestly so far from surprised that this is where it got, and it already shit the bed and is on its face. I mean, you're competing. You want to talk about, but you think the NFL is a monster. PGA is a monster because it's got the history, it's got the longevity, it still has all the up and coming ascending talent. They grow, and groom the talent, and guys go for their PGA card. They don't go for their Live Golf card. They go for their PGA Pro card. So it's just too late. It was too legacy to ever beat, and just not something you could throw money at to beat. I'm not surprised we're here.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, I'm not mad at the people who fucking tricked the Saudi people, because clearly they know nothing about golf. They needed some people to say, hey, bring that money over here. We might. I'm not mad because everybody got paid. So, I talk about Quincy a lot, the track runner. Liv paid him a shitload of money just to come.
Did they really?
Yeah, to come listen, because I've been coaching him since he's been 8 years old. They paid him a shitload of money just to show up. This was right after he won the Olympics, the summer after. They paid him a shitload of money. I'm not going to expose what they paid him.
How old is he? 17?
At the time, he's 18 now. At the time, he was 17. He won the Olympic gold at 16. But they paid him just to show up, to give cool, and he hated it because he's like, they're trying to over cool it. And I'm still 17. I don't give a fuck about golf. I don't care how much music y'all got playing, how much cool shit you got going on. I'm going to take your check. But I didn't enjoy it. My dad didn't enjoy it. I just thought they kind of went away from tradition. They tried to make it cool instead of making it traditional, like you said, like the old white people, the green. They should have did something like that. Hey, we're going to have our tournaments where it's going to have a fucking red jacket. But they didn't do those things. But I'm not mad because people made some money.
Yeah, John Rahm got $200 million to go over. Phil Mickelson, 100 million. I'm sorry, John Rahm got 300 million.
Come on.
200 million for Mickelson and 100 million for Brooks Koepka, with the purses having the new standard of 25 million per event.
Come
and
on,
one
man.
50 million event in the first year. This is just like throw money at people.
Now I ask y'all this though: if they pulling out there, where they gonna spend that money next is the question. Because they're gonna still look to invest some other places.
Yeah, and they're already in soccer, and I think they were looking at the NFL too.
Because they don't run out of money. They don't run out of money.
Right.
They got liquid gold under their feet. Like, I mean, at the end of the day, they're gonna invest. Yeah, like Joey said, like they're all over soccer. They're working their way into NFL. Like it'll never end.
Yeah, they're in boxing.
Oh yeah, boxing big time.
Expensive.
Yeah. Yep.
You know, it's one thing if it when let's say the Cubs were sold, for example, is just the reference I know, for like $700 million in 2010 or so. Okay, a billionaire can afford that. Now, when these teams are $8 billion, it's these types of funds that come in that you have to back it. Gone are the days of a family ownership buying a team or holding on to a team forever. You can't afford it anymore. Mm-hmm. So this is where these groups come in and go, oh, don't worry, we'll take a commanding stake in the Raiders or whatever it is because they're worth $10 billion. And that's where this goes.
I do say the PGA is going to let those guys back in, though, too. I know they was pissed off at first, like, oh, y'all fucking trade. They're going to let Phil and them back. Like, let's be clear. So
yeah, it's a business. It's a business. Yeah. You know what people want to watch. It's a business. You're going to let them come walking back in. You're going to make them kiss your feet, kiss the ring, and then go pick up your clubs and do your thing.
No, for $300 million, I'm going to retire, though, Austin. They're
loaded.
I ain't playing no more. Yeah, I'm good. I don't have to play anymore. I made $300 million. I don't have to play anymore.
Yeah, big facts. All right, until next week, y'all have yourself a great weekend. Another one of the Chalk Talk Social, and then next week I'll see you.